Multi-tool shears are the most misunderstood, misused, and underused shears in the industry, commonly known as texturizing shears. These shears are implemented primarily to create texture in the hair. When utilized properly, the shears will create length, form, and texture, the three key components to a haircut. We're going to go over 4 of the main shears today in Hattori Hanzo's catalog. They're the primary shears for my 4-to-1 technique. They're rooted in our 40T, which is the most important men's haircutting shear ever created. From that we move on to the 14T, to the 13T, and to the 9T. Out of these 4 shears, if you were going to select only 2, if you were a pure barber, you would want the 40T and 13T. If you were going to select 2 and you were a crossover barber stylist, meaning that you did say 50% men and 50% women, you would want the 14T and you would want the 13T. The 14T is a fine blending shear. This allows for blending out imperfections and really short haircuts. It's a great tool to transition from short clipper cut lengths into longer shear cut lengths. Then we move on to the 14T. Similar to the 40T with less teeth. And the reason this is such a good shear for stylists who do a lot of men's haircuts is they can also use it on longer hair to blend out imperfections, but then they can still do fine blending on the shorter men's haircuts. Both these shears, when cutting men's hair, would be used predominantly from the parietal ridge down. That takes us to the next shear, which is the 13T. This shear is great for creating texture on the top of short men's haircuts and also creating texture on longer women's haircuts. This is our most popular shear and used by most of our educators for both men's and women's haircuts. And then that takes us to the 9T. This is the one that sells the least, and it's because most people are afraid of this shear. But once they understand how to utilize it properly, it becomes one of their favorite shears. Amazing shear for dry slide cutting, amazing shear for point cutting, and also an amazing shear for creating heavy disconnection in texture, say on alternative female asymmetrical bobs or A-line bobs, and also for really heavy texture and spikes on men's short haircuts. These shears are the only shears I use when I cut hair. I will sometimes implement a standard shear for a few other reasons, but I do 95% of my hair cutting with these 4 multi-tool shears.